Tonight is Thursday. I'm sure you've enjoyed every bit of what we've given you so far. Mr. President received the members of the Super Eagles that went to the CHAN and gave out handsome cash rewards. But let's come to something else that happened earlier on today. It's the monthly FIFA rankings. And guess what? It's like the Eagles are just on a free fall. Who will stop this slide? That's the question. And Tony, top 10 in Africa. Let's look at the top 10 in Africa. We wanted you to actually see that Nigeria is now 47th in the world and number 8 in Africa. Nigeria is not the only one going down. The Black Stars are also shooting down. From second in Africa, they're now number 4 in Africa, as you can see on your screen. The Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire, number 23 in the world, number 1 in Africa. Algeria have moved to second in Africa, 26th in the world. Cape Verde, 3 in Africa, 27th in the world. Ghana sliding down, despite the fact that they played up to the final of the African Nations Championship. They are 4th in Africa, 37th in the world. Egypt, 5 in Africa, 38th in the world. Tunisia, 6 in Africa, 45th in the world. Cameroon, 7 in Africa. They've overtaken Nigeria for the 6th. Nigeria, 47th in the world, 8th in Africa. Mali, number 9, 59th in Africa. Burkina Faso completes the top 10, 62nd in the world. Before I allow you to talk today, let's look at the top 10 in the world and see what exactly is going on with the top 10 ranked soccer playing nations in the world. Spain, Spain, Germany, Argentina, Nigeria's opponents, group opponents at the FIFA World Cup. Portugal number 4, Colombia 5, Switzerland 6, Uruguay 7, Italy 8, Brazil 9, the Netherlands that were number 3 at some point are now 10th in the world.
England has dropped out of the top 10
completely. I think about 15th or something now.
Well, to be candid, I can't comment on the FIFA rankings because I'm just as clueless as many Nigerians are. When you consider the fact that the top 3 teams in Africa were not even at the CHAN, that is Cote d'Ivoire, Algeria.
They play that to the advantage because they remain on the same number of points.
And
so those who went to the CHAN, losing games, drawing games, just kept coming down.
You know, I'm totally gobsmacked as a Cape Verde is now above Ghana and Nigeria. How? It's Cameroon. It's difficult to fathom, but I'm sure FIFA has their own.
They have the index.
You know, there's a coefficient that if you play teams from certain confederations, CONCACAF, UEFA, or Asia, you get certain amounts of points. But we didn't play any of those teams, any team from those zones in the period under review. And even when we did play teams from our own confederation, we played the likes of Zimbabwe, South Africa, Mozambique, teams not necessarily high on the FIFA index, but I think at least I thought we should have gained the requisite amount of points to see us overtake the likes of Cape Verde. So I'm just as stunned as a lot of people as how Nigeria keeps plummeting down. Like you said earlier on, even when we did beat teams that were so above us, or so in we didn't move. Even when we drew with teams that are above us on the rankings, we didn't move. So I left it.
It looks like the only way we move is down.
Personally, I don't put any stock in the FIFA.
I think that should be the attitude.
I don't put any stock. It's just for FIFA to satisfy some kind of some kind of marketing gimmick, because the index is sponsored by a global beverage giant, Coca-Cola. Maybe it's just to satisfy that, but to me, I really do not. There's a lot that comes
more into the
because in terms of seedings for competitions, the rankings do play a part, but for me, it's just some arcane magic that somebody really has to explain.
All right, let's go to something else very quickly. At this time, yesterday, the technical subcommittee of the NFF met and talked about dispelling the rumors around the stories, that were widespread for a couple of days and are still ongoing. The foreign technical assistant for Stephen Keshi. The NFF president also today made a press statement, and we've just picked out a part of what the NFF president said today, still talking about the foreign technical assistant for the Super Eagles. Let's put that out for you very quickly. We just picked out a few of some of what he said. He says, idle souls are behind the foreign technical assistant story. That's coming from NFF President Aminu Megeri. And taking out some of his words, he says, some idle souls with fertile imagination invented this, sold it to their friends in the media, and those chaps took it up with aplomb. It is a shame. The NFF made it clear long ago that it will not impose anyone on Keshi, and that will remain so. The present NFF has, in thick and thin, kept faith with indigenous coaches. NFF President Aminu Megiri. We're going to keep this specially somewhere. We're going to keep this specially somewhere. For the days ahead.
History demands that we should keep it somewhere.
Somewhere for the days ahead.
Oh yeah.
For the days ahead. All right. Let's go on to something very quickly as well before we go on to take a call. Somebody is waiting to join us on the line. But before we go online, let's talk about CAF Champions League football. 2 Nigerian teams will be busy this weekend, and the story really is about Enyimba of Aba and Kano Pillars. Both teams having some identical score lines. Enyimba with a 3-1 win from the first leg, Pillars with a 3-1 loss from the first leg. And Pillars will be playing at home on Saturday to AS Vita of Congo Democratic Republic, while Enyimba will be facing the Nost of Togo in the second leg. Enyimba are traveling out tomorrow. Yeah. AS Vita, I'm told, are in town already for Pillars.
I'm not sure if they're in Kano, but I heard they're in Nigeria. I think the work is cut out for both teams. Enyimba